In today's video, I'm going to go over my top techniques and strategies that I use to help my buyers get their offer accepted when buying a home in today's competitive market here in 2021. But before we get started, smash that like button. It really helps get my video in front of more viewers just like yourself and people that it could really help learn how to get their offer accepted in today's market. Without further ado, let's get started on today's video. You want a local lender before rushing to give you or any buyer a pre-approval letter. You want that lender to review your entire file. They need to dig deep into you personally and financially, maybe not personally so much, but at the end of the day, the lender needs to verify everything about you when it comes to your finances. That includes your credit report, your bank statements, your assets, your 401k, your tax returns. You really want them to dive deep into your credit file to make sure that they can vouch and give you a pre-approval letter, knowing that they can close your deal when the time comes. So the best thing to do is ask your realtor who they trust as a local lender in the area, mortgage broker or banker, that they know will get the deal done. Because at the end of the day, too many lenders out there just hand out pre-approval letters left and right without diving deep into the buyer's personal finances and really looking over everything 100%. This kills so many deals in the end when something comes up, like a repossession that they couldn't find. Maybe there was an eviction a couple years ago that you never settled with the apartment complex or the landlord. Stuff like that needs to be taken care of. You're better off finding out about this information early on in the stage when you're applying for a loan, because you don't want to find out 2, 3, 4, 5 days before you're closing on your house, because that's going to delay everything and possibly kill the deal, and you're going to be homeless at this point and have to start all over again. So when a realtor like myself tells you to use a local lender or a lender that I trust or your realtor trusts, please understand we're doing this to make everybody's life easier and to make the transaction as seamless and smooth as possible. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. For those of you that are new to my channel, my name is David Rogers. I'm a licensed real estate broker and owner of Rogers Realty Group here in Jupiter, Florida. My contact information will be throughout the video and description below. But if you're enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up, hit the like button, leave comments, and ring the bell notification to get notified when new videos of mine come out in the future. Now, if you have any questions about any of the topics in this video, reach out to me by phone, text, email, or leave messages through YouTube in the comment sections, and I'll definitely get back to you. Now, let's get back to the video. Another great strategy when you're trying to make an offer on a house and you want your offer to be the best offer, or at least to give yourself an excellent chance at your offer getting accepted. Think of it from a seller's point of view. You're a buyer trying to buy their home. In most cases, that seller needs to move as well once they sell their home. Just like you are on a time crunch to close on this house and move for whatever reason you may have, the seller also in most cases has to start looking for a house as well. Now, I don't recommend this in every scenario, only if you can personally afford to do this or your lender will allow you to do this. You can always put in your offer that you will give the seller 30 days after closing, which is really called a post-occupancy, to occupy the home up to 30 days after closing. You can either do rent-free or you can charge them a modest monthly rent. A lot of sellers need that time after closing to close on their home as well. They don't want to be homeless. So this is another strategy that I do suggest with certain buyers that financially can afford to do it and their lender does not have an issue with it. I am not a mortgage broker. I do know a lot about the mortgage industry. Talk to your lender to see if there's a way that you can put it in the contract using the terms of a post-occupancy up to 30 days and in some cases even 60 days. This, in a lot of scenarios, will get your offer looked at higher up in the chain or get your offer accepted. One of the most important aspects that buyers need to consider when buying a home in today's market or any market, you need to use an experienced real estate professional, either a realtor, real estate agent, or real estate broker. This is the most important part of the home buying process. It's also the most important part if you're trying to sell a home. You need a real estate professional that knows what they're doing in all phases of real estate. You need somebody that's going to think outside the box. You need somebody that's going to be available to work with you 7 days a week, 9 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night. You need a realtor that's hungry, that's going to be able to be at your beck and call 24/7. A lot of realtors don't work this way, but if you want to give yourself the best shot at getting your offer accepted, you need to use a realtor that you can trust. If you don't have a realtor that you're already using in this market, hi, my name is David Rogers. I'm a licensed real estate broker out of Jupiter, Florida. I would love to help you find your dream home. My contact information will be throughout the video, in the description below. And if you have questions about the home buying process, I'm always available to answer your phone calls and answer any questions that you may have. But in all honesty, being serious, you need a realtor that knows what they're doing. Myself personally, I have 17 years of experience in this real estate industry. I know what it takes to get your offer accepted as a buyer. Here is another great idea for buyers that really want to get a house under contract. Now, there are risks involved in this as well. You can do what's called an escalation clause. More or less what it means is that you tell the listing agent in the contract that you are willing to pay a certain dollar amount above any other offer. Now, the only thing that I say that could be a problem with this is how do you prove how much that other offer was for that you overbid by, say, $2,000 or $3,000? I'm still trying to verify if the realtor is allowed to show us the offer that was received, because theoretically we are not supposed to show the other agents the offers that we received when you're a listing agent. So this is something that you could try. And again, basically when you make an offer, you put in the offer that the buyer agrees to pay a certain dollar amount above any offers, or you could set your limit to say, I agree to pay no more than $5,000 above $550,000. There are so many ways to write that escalation clause into a contract, but again, one of the things we're not sure about, and I'm trying to verify this as of November 18th, 2021, if in that situation, can the other realtor legally show us the offer to prove that we're paying our set number above their highest offer in order for my buyer to get the offer accepted. I hope that was easy enough to understand. But of course, if you have any questions, you're welcome to call me as well anytime. My contact information is throughout the video and in the description below. Now let's move on to the next topic. Another way to make your offer look stronger and the best offer when you're competing against buyers that are paying cash and just offers in general. What I like to do on properties, let's use an example that the house is $500,000, or that's the listing price, which is $500,000. I'm going to have a description here in just a second to show you how I write this up. So we're going to take a listing that's listed at $500,000. We are going to write the offer, and here's how the offer is going to state. Purchase price of $500,000, we are going to make it contingent on appraisal, which means it needs to appraise for at least $500,000. Buyer will also pay anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000, even up to $20,000 above appraised value. But the total purchase price or sales price will not exceed the $500,000, which was the list price. We will also throw in there a lot of times, we guaranteed the seller no less than $480 in this scenario. Now, what that means is that in the event that we're unsure that this property will appraise because there's not enough recent sales in that market to support the list price of $500, there's a chance that the buyers are taking that if it appraises for $460,000, they are guaranteeing the seller $480,000. Now, how do you come up with that? Well, the buyer has to pay $20,000 above appraised value in that scenario because we put in there that we guarantee the seller will take no less than $480. So we have to split the difference, and not really split. Buyer has to pay the difference of $460 to $480, which is $20,000. Now, this is not a viable option for every single buyer. So every buyer is different. Every scenario is different. But this is another way to write an offer to make your offer stand out and give the seller some options to understand that your offer is the best offer in this scenario, especially when the house may or may not appraise at the number that the seller and listing agent have it listed at. This is not legal advice for you to use. I would always talk to your realtor, an attorney that you're using, and also your lender or mortgage company or mortgage broker to see if your numbers and your financials will support making an offer of this type. Another great way to give yourself a better chance of getting your offer accepted when buying a home, and in no means or any way do I suggest that you always forgo the inspection period. Most contracts, pretty much all contracts written in Florida, especially, at least in my local market between Port St. Lucie, Palm Beach County, Broward County, we use a contract which is called an as-is with right to inspect and right to cancel. A lot of buyers that are buying homes, especially newer homes, so let's say the home was built in the last 3 to 5 years, there is possibilities that if you know what you're looking for and you have the financial means to take the risk, you could always exclude the inspection period on a contract. We did that recently to get a house under contract, but keep in mind, the house was only 2 years old. It was built in 2019, still had the warranty from the builder, and some of the appliances, let's rephrase that, the air condition, the water heater, certain things were still under manufacturer warranty. So there was less of a risk for the buyer to exclude the inspection period. Again, this is not recommended in all situations. If the home is an older home, definitely do the inspection and make sure that you have the right to cancel if anything big comes up that you were not expecting. Now, here's another great topic to bring up when writing an offer, depending on where the property is located. Every location is different. Every state is different. Here in Florida, most people use what's called as a title company to do all the closing paperwork for closings. In a lot of states, like up in New York, New Jersey, and other states, they use attorneys or real estate attorneys to do all the closings. But here in Florida, either the buyer or seller chooses the title company, and then they generally pay for what's called as the owner's title insurance policy. That's what insures the title against defects, clouds on titles, and so on. In some areas, when the buyer makes an offer, the buyer chooses the title company. They also pay for the owner's title policy. For an example, on a $500,000 home, the buyer would pay $2,575 for the owner's title insurance policy. Now, another location, since the seller has the right to choose the closing agent or the title company, generally the seller would pay that fee. $2,500 is a lot of money. Now, when you make your offer as a buyer, even in that scenario, you have the right to tell the listing agent in the offer, when you write the offer in general, that the buyer will pay for the owner's policy. In that case, your offer could be $2,500 better for the seller to consider, instead of another offer that the owner was responsible for paying the title policy. Once again, if you're unsure what this really means, feel free to reach out to me by text, phone, or email. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have about this topic. Personal letters. This is a hot topic with a lot of realtors out there. You're going to hear from some realtors that tell you do not write personal letters to the sellers. I'm going to call bullshit on this right now, because I'm going to tell you from firsthand knowledge just recently, within the last couple weeks, that one of my buyers really loved two different properties and he really wanted his offer to get accepted on one or the other. Lo and behold, we wrote an offer on two properties at the same time. He wrote a personal letter after viewing both of the homes, and the letters got both offers accepted at the same time, and it was mostly because of the personal touch he put in the letters. So if a realtor tells you don't write the personal letter, it doesn't work. In a future video, my client will discuss why he wrote the personal letter to help buyers like yourself that are viewing this video right now understand the importance that it could have on helping your offer get accepted. So if you're not great at writing, have somebody write the letter for you and let somebody like myself proofread it to make sure it's not too sappy and too over the top, best way to put it. But letters do work. When my brother bought his first home 6 years ago, the letter is what got his offer accepted, and he got the house for $20,000 under another offer that was higher. Letters do work. Definitely consider it when you're making an offer on a house. I see that you've made it through the entire video. Thank you for taking the time to watch this entire video. Hopefully it gave you some extra knowledge or value. If you liked the video, once again, smash the like button, give it a thumbs up, leave comments about the best part of the video, and also hit the bell notification to get notified when new videos of mine come out so that you get notified right away. Once again, if you have any questions about the home buying process from Broward County, Florida, the Fort Lauderdale market, up to Port St. Lucie, Florida, I welcome your phone calls, texts, and emails, and I will take care of you like no other real estate professional out there. And until next time, have a great day.